My name is Momo Bertrand. I am a digital media officer at the International Training Center of the ILO. That's a mouthful. It's an agency of the United Nations in Italy. Work. People say I love work so much. Good vibes and good people. I love that. Positive change, making a difference. I think it's inspirational. Good food. Oh my God, I love food. And the final one, my family, of course, and I love my family. There's this Mandela quote which is very powerful, that the best way to transform a nation is through education. And if you can empower the next generation or any generation with skills that can solve problems, then you can make a difference. That's why for almost the past, I would say 10 years, I've been working on different kinds of programs, to pass on vital skills, whether it's digital marketing skills or leadership skills maybe, or communication skills. I feel that the challenges which we face today as an African continent, as a world, or as Cameroonians, we can address them with the right skills. So that has been sort of my motivation. Well, I think if there's one word with which I would summarize my feeling, it's hopeful. Definitely we all know the challenges that are present on the continent when it comes to digital skills. So for example, sometimes the internet connection is not that fast, or sometimes the equipment which you need, whether it's high-tech cameras like this one, or some type of computers you need maybe to do some coding. Definitely the challenges are there, but I'm very hopeful, because if you search in almost every African country, whether it's from Nigeria to Kenya or even in Cameroon, you see there are some people who are thriving regardless of the odds. I would say thriving despite the odds. And in terms of that, I'm hopeful in terms of digital skills. So there's definitely a nuanced picture. It's not in some areas like social media communications, blogging, and maybe basic web development. There's a lot that's happening. You have a lot of startups, you have a lot of organizations, you have a lot of governments that are even pushing those areas. But in other sectors, for example, like artificial intelligence, 3D printing, drones, we still see that a lot is coming from outside Africa. So there's a lot of a consumption mentality and not a creation mentality. And that's where I think there's an opportunity to improve. I think that when you lack opportunities, at least for me, you become resourceful and creative. So for example, I remember when I quit my job in, I think, 2016 to start a digital marketing agency. I knew nothing about digital marketing. Okay, I knew a little bit, but like the layman on the street. But I went on YouTube, instead of using my money on something like to party, I used my money on data. I watched tutorials, I learned, and based on that, I was able to grow the firm and work with some multinationals. So same environment, same resources, but allocation of resources is something that's interesting. So people would tell you, for example, that I don't have a computer, I don't have internet, and those are realities, and those need to be solved, right? We need to have an environment where people can easily afford these things. But even when you don't have that, what do you have, and what can you do with what you have? So that's allocation of resources is key, but also realizing that we live in an age where knowledge is freely available. I always say, like, the coding classes that people get in MIT and Harvard are the same things that you find in a Google search. So basically, I don't like saying what's your excuse, but what are you waiting for? Like, why not? Why not, just there? The first thing really is to have a blend of soft skills and hard skills. The second thing is really working together. So you see, it's funny. I have some people whom I'm coaching, and it's like, I want to be an entrepreneur. I want to be the next Bill Gates, but they're working alone, and they want to do everything alone. No networking, no connections. That's not possible. If you look at Silicon Valley, like why they are leading when it comes to digital, it's a lot because, in part, of course, there's capital, but also there's the human capital and the connection. That's the second thing. And the third thing is really asking yourself, why not you? It's like most people always ask themselves the question, why me? Why am I suffering? But turn it around and say, why not me? Why can't I be that person or be part of that group that really, leads the digital transformation of a whole continent? Like, why not you instead of why me? I think that's an interesting speech that can be done. Yeah, I think the basic premise is realizing that not everything that goes viral has value. For example, COVID-19 is viral, but it doesn't necessarily have value. And realizing that the digital ecosystem, social media, is just one, I wouldn't say minor aspect, but it's just one aspect of a bigger digital ecosystem. And you need to be able to understand that having 1 million people following you doesn't necessarily make you a digital influencer or a successful person within the digital space. The real question should not only be how many likes I have, but what's the value of those likes and how am I making a difference in the life of people? Because we love to think that digital transformation or digital solutions are just about technology, but I think everything digital is about people. And if the digital solutions you're proposing don't solve problems, then it doesn't matter if you go viral. You might not get the breakthrough you're waiting for. Regarding what to learn, of course, it changes every year. So if this video you're watching this video in 2022, please don't follow what I'm saying. But as of 2020, 2021, I would say learn an easy coding language, whether it's Python. Like, I'm currently learning Python, and it's quite complex, but in 6 months you can get an understanding of it, and it's very applicable across fields. Another tool which I would suggest is, of course, Adobe Suite. They have a lot of free tutorials on it, but the good thing is you can go from design to video. That's pretty interesting, being able to just create stuff, and also it does something in your brain, sparks some things. And the third tool I would say is, there's so many tools. The third tool I would say is learn with Google. They have a lot of cool programs on how you can use, of course it's focused on Google, but it's interesting because how you can use like Google Drive and stuff for very technical and like spicy things. I think it's interesting. So learn with Google. That's the third thing I would suggest. Hi, if you love inspirational content, the finest content you can find in Cameroon and Africa, keep watching Miss P Show on YouTube, Facebook, TV, everywhere.
The Miss P Show.